Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence for Just Ask Podcast Live. Well, I want to say Happy New Year's, but we're in the middle of the month, so how about we just say, hey, what's new for the new year, Marsha? Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, you know how I am. It's been a minute before you see me. We took a break as well, so we all did the same thing at the same time, went away for a while and did what we had to do, and so now we're back doing it with you. How about that? Okay, so I tell you what I wanted to do different this time around was to give you some information about some resources that I know that you need. Because every year around the same time, people are always scrambling and looking for housing security or housing, resources, shelter resources, water, sewage, heating, all that kind of stuff. And they say to themselves, well, how come I can't find that? Or I didn't know they ran out of money. Now, I'm going to give you the tidbit of the year that everything has a season for a reason. And I want you to get used to knowing what season we're into when we actually are doing some things. All right. So I started off with this one, the city of Detroit. I went to the city of Detroit to get some information, for the biggest population. Okay. Now, there are other city municipals that provide some of the same resources. So don't think because I'm doing the city of Detroit that this only applies to the city of Detroit. No, these resources are in every county, and if I can get every county to join in with us to give us the resources when you see me again doing Marsha's recap, I'll have some more for another county. So it could be Washtenaw County, Livingston County, Southfield, you name it. I'm going to try to cover that too. All right. So wherever you live, you can always give us a call. You know the number, 1-800-323-5336. Okay, you can always give us a call or email me at Marsha at justasktalkshow. So hopefully this year, ladies and gentlemen, we will even have a bigger and wider audience. We'll have a bigger and wider support network for you. And we will also upload our new website, the Just Ask Resource Connect site, so that you can actually go there and see who you need to talk to. Now, I'm an advocate and believer that everybody's not computer savvy. So I don't want to just keep pushing things onto you that says, go to the website, go to the website. If you're not computer savvy, you can give us a call and we will try our best to connect you with that resource. So in today's resources, there's a list of businesses that are available, but they all have websites. So I'm going to read the phone number in the back, as I bring up these slides, and so that you can actually go to the phone number and call. And if you are a senior citizen or a person with a disability, let that customer service person know that you are unable to access the computer and you appreciate any help you can get from them. That is key to doing these programs, because a lot of times what you're trying to do is get the service and you can't get the service because you say, well, I can't use a computer. I don't have a computer. And even though we have our phones, that doesn't mean you want to use your phone. So I just want you to be aware that I understand that everybody's not computer savvy. Everybody is not, able to use their phone to connect with them. And we all don't have young people around us or in our homes that will actually do some of this housing issues and matters for us. So in short, if you get stuck and you're not sure, give us a call, 1-800-323-5336, and we will do our best to assist you in the matters that you are addressing. And, I say this open-heartedly because it's the first of the year, and we know that everybody's scrambling. The holidays are over. We're back to square one. And in square one, what do we need? We need resources. We need things to help us along the way. We made it through a landslide with no snow and all that. And now it's kind of brisk and cold out there, and pipes are busting, and heat is off, and all that kind of stuff. And we need some help. Okay, so it's not just a person that is unable to pay their bills. It's a person who can pay the bills, but still things are happening that we can't get to the resource. So I'm going to start off with my first page, and I think that is, let me see what we got here. Okay, housing stability resources. Now, what's on this housing stability resource page that will interest you? So it says if you're in need of immediate shelter, and that's important, you can call CAM, CAM. So CAM has a program that assists persons in need of shelters, and they have a separate number for, I believe, veterans. So for the CAM number, it's 313-484-4449, 313-484-4449, from 7 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. So you're out in the frigid cold, you can't take it anymore, you want to get warmed up, come out the cold, definitely consider calling CAM. If you're a veteran, you can call 313-576-1580, 313-576-1580, from 8 to 6 p.m. And they do have the website, so it's a website over there, www.camdetroit.org. So those of you who can use computer, yes, use the computer and log on to camdetroit.org. All right. So then there's some information for if you are renting your home and you need some legal support because there's an emergency eviction for your rent or something like that, relocation assistance, call the Detroit Eviction Prevention Hotline. Okay, the Detroit Eviction Prevention Hotline, 866-313-2520, 866-313-2520, and they have a website also, DetroitEvictionHelp.com. So that's DetroitEvictionHelp.com if you are computer savvy. All right, they got taxes foreclosure phone numbers. That is United Community Housing Coalition, 313-405-7726, 313-405-7726, and that is UCHCDetroit.org. So that stands for United Community Housing Coalition Detroit.org, and that's their website. Now I'm going to just go through a few of these because I know that there are some issues that there are people at home, then prayed and asked God for some assistance, and hopefully Just Ask can provide some relief, okay? So then those who have need assistance with the water bill, it's overdue, it's on the shut-off level. Come on, people, let's play catch-up mustard, okay? Okay, so fill out the application online or call Wayne Metro at 313-386-9727. That's 313-386-9727. And, they got a website as well, wayname.org. So that's a hard one. Let's see, Wayne, WAYNE, metro.org, waynemetro.org, okay, /rap, WRAP. So a lot of times you have not had the monies to pay your water bills and things like that, and it's hard. So I don't want you to miss out on the opportunity to at least get an application in. And remember, just because they say that the monies is run out, I want you to keep in mind, money's run out all the time, but there's always replenishings too, okay? So I just gave a few, and I have some more on there that I want to, housing counselors. I'm going to give you that one next. But let me say this. So when you think that, they don't have no money, or they say they're not going to have no money, fill out the application anyway. Always ask that magic question, when is the next quarter? Okay, it's always quarter. We have 4 seasons, so money's come in quarters for city, state, and county funds. All right, so you want to find out when is the next quarter, if that's what you want to know, and that way you'll be ready for the next quarter. Anytime that you're trying to find a service, you don't utilize it in the same season. You apply for it prior to. So one of my favorite key information about, say, for young people looking for employment. Now, everybody want to know how they can get hired into Comerica Park, Ford Fields, the golf courses and stuff like that. February. Okay, February, March. You don't wait till the summertime and look for employment and say, I want my kid to work at the golf course this summer. The golf courses start sending out applications early as February, March. That means they're giving out applications for consideration. All right, and you want to get your son or daughter into a golf course, especially if it's a a young man, and you want to expose him to some athletic stuff or something that will pique his interest. Yeah, then you would fill out the application for golf courses and things like that far as early as February. Okay, the zoo, February, March. If you're not sure, you can call them. Now, why you say, Marsha, how you know? Because my years as an employment specialist for the state of Michigan, that's what I did all the time. I always had to go out and look for jobs. So our specialty was seeking employment for persons with disabilities. And so it was an honor and a pleasure to have served my clientele because it's difficult for a person to get a job as it is, and we want to make it easier for them by actually finding the resources, talking to the teams involved, and making sure that they are understanding and acceptable to our clients. So that service goes beyond persons with disabilities. People should be open book, but if you're nervous, if you're uncertain, you can always just ask me. All right, just ask. So I'm glad to have have the knowledge of when the seasons are for hiring. So your entertainment season is getting ready to open up. What does that mean, entertainment season? That means everything that you do in the summertime, your baseball, your basketball courts, park and recreation, swimming and all that, they're taking applications, okay? So like I said, anytime you go somewhere and they say, well, we're not taking applications, you always ask that magic question. When will applications be made available? Mark your calendar. Don't just say okay, like you're going to remember that it's going to be February or it's going to be March. Mark your calendar. All right? All right, so we're going to go to page 2 here. Now, what does page 2 say? I might have to come back to page 1. I think I skipped something, but housing resource. Okay, so the shelter assistance. Oh, come on now. Let's help our brothers and sisters out there in the cold. There's COTS, there's CAM, there's homeless veterans, Emmanuel House, Alternative for Girls, Housing Assistance, Detroit Housing Resource Network. Okay, and I'm just naming them because I want you to know that there are a lot of them. So, Housing Choice Voucher Program, formerly known as Section 8, Community Home Support, Travelers Aid Society. I remember them. Okay, and Southwest House Solution, United Community Housing, Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries, and Cass Community Social Service. So with this first page that we're looking at, where they're saying the shelter assistance, you see the number for COTS, 313-831-3777. Now keep in mind, like I said, if you're computer savvy, email them. And that's cotsdetroit.com. Okay, and then there's CAM. There's CAM again, Coordinated Assistance Assessment Model. So 313-305-0311. Okay, then that's camdetroit.org. Homeless Veterans Hotline, 313-576-1580. So that's CAM again. Emmanuel House, 313-397-2372. 24 hours. Okay, so that's great. 24 hours. 313-397-2372. Alternative for Girls. Come on, ladies. If you're a runaway, if you've coming from a domestic situation or whatever, this facility will help you out as best as they can. And that's 888-234-3919. 888-234-3919. alternativeforgirls.org/shelter. Okay, alternativeforgirls.org/shelter. Then there's Housing Assistance, Detroit Housing Resource Hotline, okay, or helpline, 866-313-2520. Detroit Housing Resource Helpline, 866-313-2520. And I got to go to the next page because, like I said, there was some more good information. So I wanted to spend my time with you this way today, ladies and gentlemen, because, like I said, there's always some resources that people are clamoring over trying to find out for, the new year. And even though I want to wish everybody a happy new year, it's some of us that's not happy right about now, but I want to make sure that we at least warm, got food, got shelter, medical supplies. So that's what our job is, and we look forward to, continue to do this for you. So I hope our Facebook fans, spread this word and, join us in getting the word out about all these resources. So please pass this information on. And definitely you can go to our website, justasktalkshow.org, and learn more about our program and if you want to be a guest. Okay, so let's go to the third page here, which was the housing choice voucher program. Everybody say that they don't know that part, housing choice voucher, but it says program formerly known as Section 8. Okay, Section 8. 313-877 8807, 313-877-8807. So you definitely want to find out, get the list of available facilities for the Section 8 housing, or formerly known as Section 8 housing. You can actually call the state of Michigan also too and get the housing listing if you need to find out where houses are listed as Section 8. So that's under the state of Michigan's website, mishta.org. All right. Then you got community home support. 964-2566, 964-2566. Okay, so they provide housing for individuals and families, offer first month's rent, and will follow up with you 6 months to make sure you are feeling comfortable in the new home. Now, keep in mind, when you see some of these agencies that they offer to help, like this one here, Community Home and Support, provide housing to individuals and families, they can provide the housing, but it's your job to be able to keep up the payments. So if they are helping you out in the first month's rent deposit and things like that, then they're saying to you, can you maintain? So don't get it twisted that, they're going to put me up somewhere and take care of me. No, they're going to give you a startup and help you out. There's Travelers Aid Society, 313-962-6740, 313-962-6740. Assist families and individuals who are homeless with emergency short and long-term housing. All right. Then you got our favorite Southwest Housing Solution. I think everybody know them, 313-841-3727. And you got United Community Housing, Detroit Rescue Mission, and Cash Community Services. Okay, so I just named those because I want you to catch up before I run out of time. All right, so that was just the housing information. I didn't get to the other ones. Okay, but I got some more for you, so I want you to be able to pay attention to what I'm saying here. And, like I said, if you need to email me and ask me a question, feel free. Or if you want to call and ask me a question, feel free. Because I know that this housing is one of the most pertinent issues that we have on the table. Ugh. It's cold outside now. We need to be somewhere, okay? We got children, we got small children. And you know what? I'm going to say this, as being a retired social worker, my heart goes out to the single parents trying to, make it through the winter and everything. But don't give up. I mean, for every door this closed, there's always going to be one that's open. But when you're going through a crisis, you don't see that. You're just so upset, you're angry, you're hungry, you're thirsty, you're cold, all that. But keep going. Keep going. So don't give up on whatever it is that you need, because you need it. And once you get in there or get it, what do? You thank God. You thank God for that angel that came your way and assist you in these matters. And learn how to give back. Okay, when I say give back, even if you want to share this knowledge with somebody else, that's a form of giving back. When you can tell somebody else what resources helped you, let it help them. All right? All right, so this was one of those programs. I know somebody said, I was just praying. I hear something about home repair, Detroit Home Repair Funds. Can you believe that? It's a home repair fund program. You may be eligible for repair resources through the Detroit Home Repair Fund. You see that lucky number up there, 313-306-2082. Now, we're right in the middle of the season. Don't wait, ladies and gentlemen. Call that number and find out what you're eligible for under Detroit Home Repair Funds. I put that page first because I wanted to go back and show you they have a grid that tells you about the income level. And, of course, they got their phone number. So on this page here, Detroit Home Repair Funds requirements and next step. Do you see that? One person household, $33,000 a year. You can get some stuff done if you under that. If you right under that, don't get upset like, well, they're not gonna take me because I make too much money. That's the grid right there. And if the grid says you are eligible, then you are eligible. Okay, so keep in mind that the household size, maximum household income, that is important to know that when you're applying for these types of programs, that you can utilize them. So if one person in single home is 33,000, and two-member home is 36,000, three 46,000, you're doing good. Okay, so if you meet these criteria and have completed the required steps, you do not need to take any additional action. But I'm going to tell you now, the requirements and the steps, you're supposed to take them now while we're in the midst of this season to get that application in, and I guarantee you, by spring they'll be calling you. Okay, so I don't want you to get it confused, like they not gonna call me, they didn't call me. When you fill out an application, when you put something in that you need assistance for, get a calendar. I know young people don't know nothing about no wall calendar. What's a wall calendar? What's a desk calendar? It's in my phone. Whatever. However you want to use use a calendar and mark your calendar so that you'll be ready when they call. You put something in January, and then they called you in April. You're going to forget about it between now and then, but when they call you, you're like, oh yeah, I put that in January. If you mark your calendar. If you mark the calendar and they haven't called you in 3 months, you can always call and ask a question about the calendar, about the service that you applied for. Ask them, had the application been reviewed yet, or been considered. Now, if you change phone numbers, then you need to know that you got to call these places and put in for a change of phone number, change of address. And that's one thing I wanted to tell you. Whenever you are applying for housing, low-income housing, whether it's Section 8, market rate, whatever you want to call it, it's 2 or 3 different ones, because it's 4 or 5 programs under the housing network that you qualify for low-income housing, okay? So when you move, if you don't call the state of Michigan or whatever division you put that application in, they don't know that. They send out a letter. The letter comes back. Your name's off the list. They make a phone call, you didn't respond, your name goes off the list. So even in the midst of your crisis, if you still trying to get that low-income housing or that moderate rent, or whatever it is, make sure that you have gotten a calendar or a journal or something that you say, I got to go back and call these people and tell them I have a change of address, change your phone number, whatever it is. So don't assume that they automatically know that you have moved and this is it. No, they don't. They never call me. It happens in seasons and it happens in quarters. And I just want to prepare you all now so that you'll be ready for that season and that quarter. Okay? All right. So with that being said, what do I have up here next? Weatherization. All of us are concerned about weatherization. What happens with the weatherization program? You know good and well you looking for that home repair or that water assistance or that heating and plumbing assistance, something of that nature. Okay, so if you are in between not knowing what to do, if the pipes are busted or rusted and all that kind of stuff, you see that income grid down there again? One family household member, okay? So you will be eligible for some of the assistance through the Wayne Metro Connection Center, and you can actually apply. Now, they got that QR code down there. I'm not good at that. I'm learning. But with this program here, the weatherization program, whether you need a hot water tank, assistance with a hot water tank, if you need assistance with some window repair and strips and things like that, then you need to call the Wayne County Metro Connect. 313-388-9799. 313-388-9799. Okay, and see what services that you can get. What weatherization services can I receive? Wall installation, attic installation and ventilation, furnace evaluation, foundation installation, air leakage reduction, smoke detectors, dryer venting, carbon monoxide detectors. I need some of them myself, okay? So I'm telling you what I know, and I'm telling you what I'm going to use, okay? Well, I might not be eligible, but I'm going to try, okay? I'm not going to say I'm not going to try. I am going to try, all right? So even if I don't get it, at least I asked about it, and, they told me yay and nay. So I want you to feel the same way. At least apply. Take care of grandma's house. Take care of grandma's house. Take care of auntie's house. That's the house that you might inherit or whatever. Or if you are an adult child living in your parents' old home, know that you need to have your names changed on the deeds and stuff because that person has passed on. Don't be afraid, ladies and gentlemen. If you're trying to get some assistance through these programs, but yet your parents' names are still on the home, but you've been living in the home since they've been deceased, you're not eligible to utilize some of these services because you're not the legal owner of the home. The Wayne County Treasurer is offering a program for you to be able to get assistance to have all that taken care of. So some of us are saying, well, what about the taxes? They're going to help you. Okay, they will help you. Accounting Aid Society, MyCAF, all of them will help you to get a understanding and get control of the taxes. So don't be afraid to ask. Just ask. All right. So my last page here is the community partners. All right. So with the community partners, what we got here? Owner, occupant needing help with their payments. There's my buddies from Wayne County Treasurer. United Community Housing Coalition, State of Michigan, DHHS. Okay, you can ask your social workers too about stuff with housing, so don't be afraid to ask them. Tax assessment issues and principal residence exemption, renters needing help, water bills, property tax exemption. Now that property tax exemption, that's a major one. I'm going to tell you about the property tax exemption, then I have to go ahead and wrap up for the day. But senior citizens services, come on now, let's use some of that. City of Detroit Board of Review, City of Detroit Area Agency on Aging, Wayne County Senior Services. Those will all be the ones that would help with our seniors. Veteran services, utility bill assistance. You see the THAW program down there and DTE. Call DTE and tell them that you want some of them free light bulbs and a few other things that they have going on over there. Legal aid advice. Okay, helpful if a deceased family member's name is on the deed. That's the one. Legal aid and defenders. Okay, that's who you need to call. 313-967-5555. 313-967-5555. Michigan Legal Services, United Community Housing Coalition. Take the parent's name off the house and put your name on there and get what you need to get done. Okay, so that, and then I was going to tell you about the property exemption. With the property exemption program, 313-224-3035, that means that your parents might be living in the house so long that the house can be exempt. Call them or go down to the city county building and get that taken care of. I had to use my whole hour with this today, ladies and gentlemen, and I enjoyed it. Okay, so please respond to me on Facebook if you want. Respond to me on Facebook, or like I said, give me a call, whatever it takes that you want to be able to connect with me. You can also check me out on PBS Channel 56 every Wednesday at 5:30 a.m. And if you miss us at 5:30, don't worry. We're on Comcast Detroit, Comcast Southfield, Detroit, Troy, River Rouge, Lansing, the whole 9 yards. I had to get that. It's only some of them out, but there's quite a few cities that we're on, and our website, justasktalkshow.org. I'm your host, Marsha Florence, for Just Ask. And what do I always say? If you have a question about a person with a disability or just a general question, don't be afraid to ask. Just ask. See you next time. Happy New Year.